All right. So I was told that basically we would receive visions of what we go to, and we would receive basically warnings about what we don't want to go to. So when I had my vision of the falling away, people had their dreams of the rapture. And now things have progressed where they're starting to get visions of what's going to happen during the tribulations. I myself have not looked into any of it because I didn't get visions of it, so I'm not going to bother with it. But you know what? If other people are going to put their stuff out there, why shouldn't I put my stuff out there? Because what they're doing is they are preparing for what is coming by putting it out there. And so I should prepare for what's coming by putting it out there. What I want is what I have accepted, what I have witnessed, and wish to experience. What I have accepted is the foolproof failsafe that is the living promise and blood sacrifice of Jesus Christ. What I have witnessed was the great falling away, but what I have experienced, or what I will experience, is much more than just that mere witnessing. That one event was very distressing, but at the same time, the Father comes immediately after to take it all upon himself, so it doesn't even matter. Look, what comes is amazing. Everything will be free. We will have constructs of time to commune with. So what I'm going to do is go to school. I'm going to go to school to learn how to fly like in Dragon Ball Z. I want to learn how to fly so I can mimic what I did in my vision, And on top of that, flying would help you explore eternity so much more efficiently, it's not even funny. After that, I would go to school in order to learn how to use energy. I would start with chi, then ki, then chakra, and eventually elemental energies. All of this would be in service to myself so that when I go into a construct of time belonging to one of my favorite games or shows or movies, I will be able to take in their abilities into myself after my time in their construct of time is done. I could spend whole lifetimes there and only minutes or hours would pass in eternity like a hyperbolic time chamber, dude. This is going to be so insane. And that's not even talking about what we'll be doing with the Father, because what we'll be doing with Him is just commune, basically, but it's so much more than that. It feels like it's so much more than that. The Father is everything incarnate. I do not mean everything in time, because everything in time is a lowercase e. I'm talking about everything incarnate, encompassing eternity. This world, this universe, it ain't nothing compared to what's outside, compared to the Father. This is all such a tiny piece of the whole. So, this world is within a universe. This universe is within a multiverse. This multiverse is within a construct of time. Time is within infinity, and infinity is within eternity. The Father of all creation is everything incarnate, encompassing eternity. And He will dip us into the waters of everything, and He will pull us out like a baptism and pull us into our awareness as everything from our perspective. And yes, I'm getting tongue-tied because this is a stream of consciousness. I didn't write any of this down. I'm literally just taking what I can remember from my vision and I am putting it out there. After we become everything from our perspective, we will have the chance to enjoy everything known or explore everything unknown. I got the chance to explore everything unknown, but I had fears associated with it because when I had this vision, it was after the great falling away. So I managed to convince myself that, oh, if I explore everything unknown, I'm going to be casting myself out. Yeah, those fears were just stupid. I could have done it, but I am thankful to have chosen to stay because I do truly want to enjoy everything known with all of you before I even bother exploring everything unknown. So, when I said we will be communing with the Father, what I mean is that we will be combining with Him. It'll make sense when you see Him as everything incarnate, and when He turns you into everything from your perspective. But basically, we will all merge into one, and then everyone that is communing with the Father as everything from our perspective, and the Father as everything incarnate, will become one, and we'll all just be chilling with each other, having fun. And I myself didn't go deeper within. I wanted to see what the Father was doing, and He allowed me to help Him, and it felt like we were seeding everything unknown. Like it felt like we were sending out new everything incarnates, made in His image, out into everything unknown so that they could create something new that the Father Himself didn't think of yet. And that is not to mean anything blasphemous, because they're just copies of Him. And once they create their kingdom out there in everything unknown, we can actually use their kingdom as like a teleporter node point out in everything unknown so that we can basically explore everything unknown easier. And we'll have like little places that we could stop by, other kingdoms. It's just so amazing. Oh, dude. Like, everyone else is just sharing their dreams, and now they're starting to share what's going to happen in the tribulations. But I'm here to share with you what's going to happen in eternity, in the new earth, in the new kingdom, when we are with the Father. Like, dude, why is nobody else talking about this stuff? You guys should be speaking your desires into existence if you want to even work with desires. If you have been shown something, speak it into existence. Because right now, all the fears and desires being offered to you, all the physical, worldly fears and desires, they are all traps. They are all tricks. This circus you call reality is closing, and the negativity and desires can be seen as side attractions. The side attractions are trying to get you to consent to stay past closing. If you do, you remain a part of the circus. Like, you become a permanent fixture, or at least you risk becoming a permanent fixture. So it all is what it is at the end of the day. I do understand that I could be being deceived. Trust me, I am no fool. I gave myself to the rapture for 29 years of my life, after all, but I have finally denied it, and all of this is happening. Like, yo, it's just way too potent, and I will no longer deny what I have witnessed and now desire to experience. I do truly wish the best of luck to all of you, because you will all be getting what you want. Because the Father, His presence is going to be so potent that you will all be given to what you have given yourselves to. I made another video talking about the dangers of giving your faith and focus to the rapture and conspiracies. And the reason why it was dangerous is because if you give your faith and focus to those things, you are no longer giving your faith and focus to the foolproof failsafe that is the living promise and blood sacrifice of Jesus Christ. That is a big problem. That is how simple Jesus Christ's message is. That is how simple His foolproof failsafe is. It's literally just have faith and focus on the living promise and the blood sacrifice. That is literally it. And during these so-called end times that you guys are all believing us to be in, do not focus on anything but that. Like, I don't care if you want the rapture. Don't focus on that. It's a lie. It is the morning star called the accuser, and he will be coming for those that belong to the spirit that says, I told you so. And it will come for people of all walks of life. It will not care about your beliefs. Anything you believe that could belong to the spirit that says, I told you so, will be going to that thing. So political beliefs, go to that thing. Religious beliefs, go to that thing. If you want to be rich and famous, you go to that thing. If you want to be right so badly for the sake of being able to say, I told you so, through a fear, like, say, a war or something like that, you will get it. That is how potent His presence will be. You will all be getting what you want to perceive, because in a reality dictated by signals being sent to the brain, what you believe is what you perceive, and what you perceive is what you receive. So you must be careful about what you choose to give your faith and focus to during these times. Again, I do understand I could be being deceived, and I do understand that I could be the big bad that I've feared my whole life, but at the same time, what I have been shown is now too real to deny. It is what I have been shown my whole life, but it was just so jumbled because my faith and focus was not on Jesus Christ. It was on the rapture. So what I was getting was jumbled up. because what I wanted and what I was going to receive were two different things. And now what I want and what I will receive are the same thing. And so now my vision of it is clear. You all need to figure this out. Nobody else can do it for you. You're all the authors and main characters of your story, and you have written me into your stories by choosing to click on this video. It all is what it is, as I've said before, but it just sucks, man. Halloween is over, so I'm no longer feeling the dread at the bottom of my heart, but yesterday, I had that same sense of dread, but it was in my head. It sucked. I would much rather feel that dread in the heart than in the head, because when it's in the head, it generates thoughts. When it's in the heart, it's just a feeling, bro. But I think all of this was to get me to no longer fear that, because it is my biggest fear. My fears no longer involve me. It involves all of you, starting with my loved ones, obviously. But in all honesty, you are all my loved ones. You are all souls in between mind and body. You are all my brothers and sisters as the soul in between mind and body. What is going to happen to you, what you are all consenting to, it breaks my heart. And I just can't fear that broken heart. You know, like I was fearing having that sensation wash over me once more, but if it has to happen, it has to happen. So I need to be honest with myself and tell you all that my fears have to do with you and your choices, but if I want exactly what I want, I need to give you all exactly what you want. Even if it's not what you thought you wanted, this construct of time sees both fears and desires as wants, so you will get what you want at the end of the day. That is why it is so important to focus on the foolproof failsafe that is the living promise and blood sacrifice of Jesus Christ. There is no other way. And if this is truly the beginning of your end, just know that you are loved and you can make it through this. But now that it's all being put out there for you, you guys all have the chance to accept or deny, and it's like those people say, the people that are atheists that want proof. This may not be proof of the Father, but it's explaining how it all works. And as the simulation heads say, once the simulation becomes aware of itself, it's got to shut down. I really do love you all. Be safe out there.